Hey, welcome. Hello, welcome to today's video. So, basically, in today's video, I'm going to talk about information system design and analysis, and I'm going to try my best, to cover a lot of grounds on it because it's very wide. There are a lot of models and things you have to know, but I'll try my best to, go over a wide range so that with a little information you could partake in a certification exams or in your school exams or whatever you wish to do with the knowledge you have. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, so in the video we are going to talk about information system, computer application, system analysis, system design, the source code processes, a project, and what a project is, and many more. So an information system. What exactly is an information system? An information system is a set of related components that collect, process, store, and provide as output the information needed to complete a business task. Yes, so I'll paste it here so that you have a clear look at it. Yeah, so this is what an information system is. And bear in mind, it is not the same as a computer application, because a computer application is just a computing software. It's a computer software that executes on a computing device to carry out specific functions or set of related functions. I also paste the definition right here, so you never get mixed. There are two different things. They are never the same. So if you are asked for the difference between an information system and a computer application, you can just use the definitions, and then between them you can use a conjunction or something. Is it conjunction you call it? Yeah. So that you just bring them together. Yeah. So now moving on, we talk about system analysis. So what's a system analysis? So the system analysis is a set of activities that enables a person to understand and specify what a system should accomplish. You bring the person a problem, the person look at the problem, understand the problem, and then analyze it, and then follow the system analysis, which consists of the activities, and then makes sure that he brings out a system that can accomplish what. No. So system analysis consists of activities that enable a person to understand and specify what a new system should accomplish. It's very simple. System analysis has to do with what should the system accomplish. That's a system analysis. So what is the system I'm going to build? What does it have to accomplish? So you have to analyze and understand so that you can be able to know what your system you are built. The system you are built, you have to know what it can accomplish, and you can do that using the help of the system analysis, because it has the activities that can help you to easily come up with that solution, or to come at that conclusion to find what the system should accomplish. Now let's move on to system design. What is it exactly? So the system design consists of the activities that enable a person to explain in detail how a system should be implemented to provide the needed solution. You see, sometimes you can have the system, you can have a WordPad, or let's assume you are using WordPad. Even though it's a computer, no, let me use it because it's a computer application. Let's assume there's a computer system. There's an information system in there, sorry. And then this information system, the functionalities are features, but you haven't used it before, so you don't know all the features. You don't know what feature exactly does this, or what feature exactly does this. So the system design would show you how the information system is, so that you can be able to know, oh, okay, this feature does this feature does that, can I use to solve this problem? So when you know all these things, it has fulfilled a task of providing you the needed solution. That is what system design is. So system design is how it talks about how the information system solves the problem. So just like I said. Now let's go to development process. there are six, developments. There are six core processes of the development process. The development process is like what you go through, the processes you go through to bring out an information system. There are six core processes that the what is meant in this aspect is there are not only six processes, but there are six core processes. So the processes can be more. So just that you can categorize these processes into six. So like when you pick one process, understanding the need, there will be several processes under that. When you pick capturing the vision, there will be several processes under that. When you pick, you get it. So there are six core processes, and there are six core processes of the development process, and it includes understanding the need, capturing the vision, defining it. As said here, it includes understanding the need, capturing the vision, defining the solution. So let me try and explain it. You have a problem. Okay, so I have a problem. So I have to understand the problem. I'm needing something. I have to understand what I need. What do I need? What do I need the information system to do? Oh, okay. So now I'm asking myself questions, and I'll sit down. I'll try to answer the question. So you use your imagination, you capture the vision. Oh, okay, it should look like this, it should do this, it should do this, and then it should solve this problem. You define the solution. How should it solve the problem? It should do this, 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 this. Now you try and pair the solution, and then your visualization you have on how it should look like. You pair them, and then now you go back, you go to your IDE, and then you start, to build the solution, and then, or you can direct others to build it. Then you confirm, you make sure that the solution is actually solving the problem. Then you launch the solution application. So these are the core processes of development process. As I said earlier, there are more processes, but these are the core ones. Alright, so let's move on. Hopefully you do understand this part. Now the next thing we're going to talk about is a project. What exactly is a project? Now a project is a plan undertaking that has a beginning and an end, and also produces an end result. So any plan, you have a plan to do something, and you are doing it, and then you started at a point, and then you eventually finish at a point. And once you are done, there will be some sort of result, or you have a result like to show the plan you did. Okay, this is what it yielded. So whatever you do of which follows this path, it's a project. So a project is a plan undertaking that has a beginning and an end, and also produces an end result or some sort of result. Let me change it to some results instead of any results. Now I'm talking about traditional management models. What are traditional management models? You see, in the olden times, the models they followed to build information system. If you really know something about information system, if you have a little idea about information system, you know that there's agile, which is like the modern ones, which started around 2006, I believe. Yeah, and there are the traditional ones, like the old ones that were being used in the 90s and 10s. Yeah, so those ones are the traditional projects in the 1980s and 10s. Those ones are the traditional project management models. So these models are like the waterfall model, the predictive model, the sequential model, linear model. These are just the traditional project management models. Project management models. Let me see if I can find the definition for project management. I think I wrote it somewhere. Pardon me for this big mistake. I was supposed to do it before starting. A project management model. I don't think I wrote it. Nope, I didn't write it. Now, let's continue. Let's continue. But project management like models are just like they are guidelines or there are representations of like how you should follow a certain particular technique or particular method when you are building your when you are working on your project, just to help you achieve your outcome, your results, faster. Because mostly when building an information system, they are huge. The information system is like it's extremely. Some of them are huge, it's complicated, and it's difficult. So the system development, the system development methodologies is what the system development method cycle or methodology cycle. Is it methodology or method cycle? That is happening to my brain. Pardon me once again. So the system development cycle, life cycle, system development life cycle. That one will help you to build the system. But when you are building that, you are working on it as a project. So you also need something to direct the project. You also need something to help you make sure the project is intact and things. And then there are models, there are ways you can direct your project, and those ways are the project management models. So there's waterfall, there's predictive, there's sequential, there's linear, and things. But because of time, we just talk about the waterfall model, and then we move from there. So the waterfall model, you should only use the waterfall model if you know the entire scope, and you know it remains stable. You know it remains stable. For instance, you are going to work on a system. You understand everything the system should have. You understand the full problem the system is supposed to solve, and then you know that this problem will never change. And there are reasons why you shouldn't make a mistake and use a waterfall model where you know that the thing is not stable and you do not even fully understand the problem you're supposed to solve. When you do that with the waterfall model, every step relies on the previous step. So once you have done the previous step, you don't go back to it. You go to the next step. If you finish that step, you go to the next one. If you finish that step, you go to the next one. So when there's something to change, it will be very, very, very expensive. It will take a lot of time. It will be difficult to fix. You get it? So once you complete maybe the analysis stage and then move to the next stage, you start your designing. You can no longer go back to the analysis and go and change something there, because once you do, you have to come and change everything in your design. You get it? Because everything relies on the previous thing. So the problems associated with it, there are quite a lot of problems. I'll just paste them. There are problems associated with the waterfall model. Includes the following: paste. Changes are expensive to handle. The interface with other systems it will be a problem. Complex and it's very bad also, you get it. But you have to discipline yourself. Okay, I'm finishing this, but when I finish this, I'm going to the next thing, and I will never come here. And then that part can be very, very complex because you have to do everything at once. Like everything related to analysis, you do it and then you take your hands off, you never come back to it. That is it. And then the rapid rate of technological advance. Let's assume you are building a system, and then you build a system. Okay, fine. You use the traditional model, waterfall model to build a system. You've built it, now everything is working fine. The system looks nice at the moment, but in maybe like 5 years to come, there are new designs where they are applied in the systems, and it makes the systems look, the the user interface of the systems are very attractive. They are nice. There are more functionalities you can add to your system to make work easier, but you cannot add those things to your system because you use the waterfall model. If you wish to do that, then it means you have to start from scratch, or it will be very, very expensive to add it to your current system. Yeah, so there's pressure to have shorter time to market, because when you finish now, you paste there, you have to market first, so you have to hurry up and market because you're wasting time. You get it? Yeah, something of that sort. Now there's the steps in software development lifecycle. There are steps. First of all, you analyze, you design, you develop, you test, and you deploy. You analyze, you design, you develop, test, and then you deploy. It's very, very simple. These are like the phases of the software development life cycle. You analyze. As I said earlier, analysis has to do with like what should my information system do? What problem am I solving? What? And then the design will do it. How should I implement what I have, what I got from the analysis? How should I implement it to solve the actual problem? When you are done, develop is like you are coding. So once you are done coding, you are done with your system, you have to test. You get it? You have to test and make sure that everything is working. If you test and everything is working, then you deploy. Then people will go and use it. It's very simple. Now there is this one with the support. There is a phase with the support phase. That one, so instead of having 5 here, when you include the support phase, you would have 6. So with the support phase, after you deploy, like I said earlier, sometimes you need to add something to your system or something. So that one is like maintenance. You get it? That one, we categorize it under the support phase. So the phases of the system development life cycle is 5, but including, if they tell you to add like support phase, and it will be 6. The support phase is basically maintaining the system and making sure everything is alright. You get it? Yeah. So now let's talk about agile methods. Hopefully you do understand the waterfall model. Okay, let me touch on the waterfall model again. The waterfall model, if you are building a system and you are building the user, you are building the user interface, maybe what the user should see on his home page. Once you build it, or once you build that page and you move on to the next thing, you cannot you can come back, but it will be very, very difficult and maybe time wasting, because certain things you implemented and you have to go to all other parts and change it at all those places. Once you finish, the thing was developed in such a way that once you finish, you never come back. So if you try to come back, you go through a lot of pain. You get it? It's like, you see waterfall. When you go to the waterfalls, once the water goes down, it never goes up. Before it will go up, I don't know, let's see it goes into the ground. I don't know if that happens, but if it does, unless it goes through the ground, gets back to the, sink into the rocks and stuff, and then pop out again somewhere, and then also you get it. So it's nearly impossible. Nearly, I didn't say it's impossible. It's nearly impossible. So if you try to do the impossible, you spend a lot of money, waste a lot of time, and you'll be able to do it. After all, nothing is impossible. Alright, so let's move to the agile method. So what is agile method? So agile method is just a result of the combination of iterative and incremental approaches. I've mentioned new things here, iterative and incremental approaches. Let's look at what iterative is. So with the iterative, if you are working on something, with iterative, once you finish an aspect of it, you are supposed to go and show the board what you've done so far, then they'll give you feedback and before you can go and continue. So it's like a loop. You finish something, go and show, okay, we like it, continue. You finish, go and show, we like it, continue. Finish, go and show, like it, just like that. So that's like iterative. And then the incremental, that one, the work is divided into chunks. Chunks in the sense that there are small portions. The work will be divided into small portions. The work will be divided into small portions. So we have small portions, like, you get it? You divide the work. Okay, so we'll do the images, we'll do the functionalities, we'll work on the skeleton, we'll do this and that and that and that. So that's how, like the iterative, the incremental approaches.